watch that last video. Guys, you need to take advantage of the videos. This shit ain't hard. Very simple right here. Here are the folders, man. You go right here, and then you're going to check out right here, indicator videos and indicator updates. Click on that. You're going to see today on the 27th, I put in step 1, 3 indicators setup with settings. Go there, click on that, watch that YouTube video. Then after that, you're going to click on this next one, new 3 indicators, how to maximize profits. Right there. Now guys, for everyone else who's confused on how to set updates or alerts on a thing, we're going to cover that today to get everyone up to date, because obviously the videos that are already in the indicator videos, because there's a button, there's a side of your mouse, right? And you just scroll, right? You see this little thing? You can scroll, right? So if you scroll, right, you can go to the top. I even write titles, day 1 setup, how to use 3 indicators on version of TradingView, how to use 5 indicators, using Discord, signals and group, how to use futures on KuCoin, setting alerts on TradingView. I don't know how many times when you ask me, I put this up October 27th last year. This is how you set alerts. All right, I'll make another video. Woo! All right. You know, sometimes I'll be thinking like I don't make videos, but I'm pretty sure I already covered this shit. All right, let's get this right. Okay. All right, back to business. All right, now in here we have these new folders. Very simple. 15-minute RSI, post tops and bottoms. 1 hour RSI, post tops and bottoms. 4 hour RSI, post tops and bottoms. What you're supposed to do is when you see a 4-hour chart with an RSI at the top or the bottom, you post it right there. You just type in ApeCoin, 4-hour RSI, top. Shit ain't hard, man. I think a lot of times what you guys are getting confused on is when you go here, you see that I'm posting a picture, right? And, you know, maybe you don't know how to post a picture. On your computer, if you go up to the right here, there's 3 little buttons. I don't know if it shows right here. And I'll pull this down a little bit right here so you can see. There's 3 little buttons right here, right? Top right. When you click on those 3 buttons and you scroll down, there's a thing called web capture, right? You see this little thing with a camera on it? I don't know if that's showing you on there. Hold on. Let me see if I can. Nah, it's not showing you. But when you do that little drop down, there's a white box that comes down. That white box literally says web capture, okay? And what that basically is, it means it takes a picture of the website or that you're looking at. And then you just take your mouse and you throw it across, and then you just, you know, kind of like open a box and it's a diagonal lines everywhere and it just takes a picture. Shit ain't hard, man. But you don't even have to do that. You can type, right? So I'm going to start typing here because maybe putting a picture is confusing you guys and slowing you down from doing what you're supposed to do. Your job is to post inside this website every time you see a 4-hour RSI or a RSI that's basically bottomed out. All right, so let's cover this right here and get this done. Okay, so let's begin our journey. First thing we're going to do here is take a look at ApeCoin, right? Let me show you what I'm talking about. See this 1 hour? Very first thing you do is you go to the 4-hour, right? Bada boom, bada bing. Right here, you see the 4-hour ape? You see this right here? This is the RSI. You see that? You see how it's bending down? That means the ape is on its way down, and that happened at midnight last night, literally at midnight. So what you would have done is you would have went over here, right? And you would have found in the Discord the 4-hour, and you would have typed in very simply. Can you guys see what I'm typing in here? That below your message. Let me see if there you go. Let me get that up there. All right, what you would have done is typed in here, ape, 4-hour, RSI, topped. That's it. And you hit enter. And you see right here, 4-hour RSI topped. So everyone in the Discord can see at the time, could go then look at ape and go, hey, I'm going to short this. Because if you started a short right here, look how much money you would have made. Okay? Not to mention, there's about to be a red moon, which means more shorting on ape. Now, once you do the 4 hour, you go to what? The 1 hour. And notice here that the 1 hour has bottomed out, and that just happened on ape. So what I'm gonna do on ape is I'm gonna go to my 1 hour folder in my Discord, and I'm gonna go here, and I'm gonna go ape 1 hour RSI bottomed. Boom. And now everybody knows. So if you happen to be sitting around and you see that these folders have an alert on there that you didn't see, you can then go to ApeCoin. Now, once you see that ApeCoin is at its bottom, what does that mean? That means that it's going to push up at some point, at least to these little levels here. Now, because the 4 hour RSI is headed down, that means the trend is to short ape. There will be small pumps on the way down, okay? So when you go into a long against the trend on the 1 hour, know that it's going to be a very short-lived journey, right? So now that we know that there is a 1 hour bottomed, we now go to the 15 minute. Boom. Why do we go to the 15 minute, VC? Because we cannot enter a long on a play unless the RSI for the 15 minute has reset, meaning touched the top, came back down, and gave us room for money to grow. So even though right now we have a green moon, right, that popped up right here, a green moon, and then we are getting a trend right here, except you didn't get in on the trend because you're a little bit behind. The trend happened right here. So if you would have caught that trend, you would have been in at the bottom of this candle. So this would be your entry if you were paying attention to this coin, okay? That's where you would be. You would be at the bottom of that candle right there. And I'm gonna make that a 1 so that it's smaller. But that would be your entry if you were watching this trend, okay? Now what I wanna show you is how this works. But because of the RSI and the trend turning green with the RSI at the top right here, right? We now have to say how long of this RSI is going to go across. So now that we know that we're going to enter this 1 hour trade, right? Because remember, this entire trade is happening. Why? Because the 1 hour RSI is bouncing off the bottom and starting to curl up. So then we rotate to the 15 minute to see where we're at in the trade. And currently, this trade should have happened way back here at the bottom of this 15 minute RSI, which would have been the bottom of this candle here. That would be the entry that we want to see. But now that our RSI with the green moon happened in here, right, happened at this level, we would have already hit this trade, closed this trade, wait for the RSI to pull back, which it did, and we would have entered on this RSI bounce right here on the 15 minute. So if we were watching this trade, we would have seen the 15 minute trade, right? What happens on the 15 minute trade? Green moon, RSI, right? Comes up, retraces, bounces, and enter, right? So that's an entry right here. That's an entry right here that we could have got into, which would have been right here at the bottom of this first green candle, which would have been lovely. And we would have been able to ride this entire trade. But since we didn't catch this trade, since we didn't catch the 15 minute moon with a bounce, a retrace, and then we enter on the retrace, the next move up of that RSI, right? And I'm going to mark that RSI because I'm going to show you what you want to do here. It's going to be on the 5 minute, right? So let me put this here. And if anybody knows how to get rid of these stupid little buttons here, let me know because they're annoying to me, man. All right, I'm going to make a little white line there. That is where the 15 minute RSI bounced. And I'm going to show you how we would have entered this trade off the 5 minute. Okay, so green moon, RSI, pumping, right? At this level, the green moon hits. The RSI is already at a high level. If you didn't catch this, it would have been a short trade. You would have took your profits and sold. The proper entry on this trade is after your green moon is to let the RSI top out, retrace, and then when it bounces would be the entry, right? And I'm going to show you the difference here. I'm going to put 2 lines here. The first one is going to be on the green moon, which would have been right in here. And that color is going to be a yellow. and then the 15-minute bounce, right? Let me show you how this works. So now we're going to go over here and say, okay, we want to enter this 15-minute trade. We enter trades on 5-minute RSIs. So the 15-minute RSI has to be bottomed out or pulling back to bounce to start up. But the entry happens on the 5-minute RSI because the 5-minute is happening 3 times within a 15-minute candle. 5 minutes happens 3 times within a 15-minute candle, which means the RSI on the 5-minute can go up and down twice before it blows up and actually goes on a run. So right here, let's go look at the 5-minute candle to show you what I mean. So originally, when we got the red moon, right, which would have been people to say, okay, the 15-minute had a green moon pop off right here. And here's the RSI on your 15-minute. Has room to grow, okay? Notice here, I want to show you. Pay attention. This yellow line, it pops off of the green moon, right? Right there's a green moon, meaning this candle is our entry. The yellow line shows that there's 15 minutes. There's plenty of room to run here. But before we enter a 15-minute trade, the RSI on the 5-minute has to be at the bottom because there's always a retracement, right? Now, this trade did very well if you jumped in as soon as you got a green moon, and because of the 15-minute was so low right here, if you would have got in, you would have made a nice little spike, and you got to take that profits. But you have to be disciplined to take that profits right there because that was a quick 30% trade, right? Now, the proper trade to get in with the most success, which is what you're supposed to be doing, is when you see this green moon hit, you're supposed to say, okay, I got plenty of room here for the RSI on the 15-minute. Let me go to the 5-minute so I can find out when I should actually enter properly. So now you go to the 5-minute. It shows you right here that the 5-minute RSI was already oversold. So you would have waited for that RSI to come back down, and then when it hit right here, this would actually be the correct entry on the 5-minute. So this is the way you enter the trade, would have been right here on this RSI bounce off the 5-minute. Now let's make this one green because that's our go one. Actually, let's make it purple so we can see that bad boy. That's where we would enter the trade, right on this candle right here. And then that is the trade that we were in. Now that thing would get us in, and what we would be doing at that point would be riding this out. So now let's go to the 15-minute to see if the RSI on the 15-minute lines up with that entry. Now we take a look at the 15-minute on the RSI. Now we know that the 5-minute has bounced. We are ready to pull the trigger, and all we need is the 15-minute to tell us it's okay to do so. Right here, the 15-minute starts to pull back. It goes flat right here. So theoretically, if you were waiting properly and you said, you know what, the 5 minutes ready to go, the 15 minutes pulling back, bada boom, bada bing, you would enter on this white one right here because the 5-minute is already heading up. This is your entry right on this candle right here. That is the perfect entry right on that candle right there. And we got there by going to the 5-minute, letting the 5-minute come back down, start up, go to the 15-minute to make sure the 15-minute has created room to go up, which it did. It was coming down. It went sideways. In the minute it went sideways, we entered that trade because that means it's building up volume. We enter that trade on that little candle, and now we are in a long, and that's where we're headed. Now, this trade currently is being held. Once you get into that 15-minute trade, you hold it until you get a red trend on the 5-minute, right? That's an extended trade that you can run until you get a red trend on there. Me personally, once I see that first pullback and it goes for a run right there, I'm putting my stop loss at my underneath like the 3rd or 4th candle from the top right in here, and I'm moving it up, and I'm keeping basically 3 candles behind, and that's where I'm going to take my profit. But you could hold this until the red trend comes on the 5-minute, but that looks good. So let's track this trade, right? That's the proper way to get in that trade. You guys understand how we broke that down? Okay. Go back, watch this video twice so you can understand how we just broke that down in order to enter the trade exactly that where you were supposed to enter. 1 hour trade, bouncing RSI, 15-minute RSI, oversold. We go to the 5-minute. We allow the 5-minute to go all the way back to the bottom. Once it bottoms, we go to the 15-minute to see if the 15-minute is going down to create a space to go up. Once it goes sideways, we enter the trade and we run the pump from there. That is it. This isn't hard. I don't know what's happening, but this is how you do these trades. This is exactly how you use this system. It is very, very easy, and every single time we look at this, we win. This is why it's important to go to your Discord and post when things are happening, right? So currently, let's go to our Discord and take a look. We see that the APE 1 hour is bottomed. So now we go to APE and go, okay, we got a 1 hour bottom. 1 hour bottom. What does that mean? That means that we're going to have a long here. We can look for the green moon right here, but now it's going to take a little bit longer. So we're going to slide to the 15-minute. The 15-minute is oversold. So what does that mean? Right? That means eventually we're going to get some type of pullback here on this trade. And let's put a purple line there just to see where we're at as far as like where it's going, right? So now that I know I'm waiting for a pullback, I go to the 5 minutes to see when the pullback is coming, right? So now that we're at the 5 minutes, and keep in mind, this is a little bit different because the trade we should have already been in this trade. I don't even like tracking this trade like this because the trade was already missed. The trade should have been in way back here at this level here. So let's go back to the 1 hour so we can see exactly when did the 1 hour actually RSI bend, right? So let's go back here and let's take a look. Right here, we can see on the bottom here that the RSI crossed over the red line literally right there, right? So let's grab this here. And I'm going to put it, it's a little bit there. All right, I'm going to change this to orange, right? Because that's when the 1 hour RSI crossed over the red line right there. The blue crossed over the red. And at that moment, we should have been going to APE and posting this, and we should have jumped over to our 15-minute. And as you can see at that moment right there, we would have saw we had a 15-minute jumper right here. Now that would have gave us the heads up to basically watch this trade. It's already pumping at that level right there. That's a nice little pump. We're waiting for the 5 minute to actually retrace. Once again, take a look at the 5 minute. See, it's coming down. We let it pull down, and this is where we would enter. The purple is letting us know that we're starting to move up. The white is when the 15-minute finally goes into the cycle to go up, and that's where we should have entered this trade. And if we did that properly by posting in the stupid little Discords, as soon as the 1 hour happens, we would have been on this trade right now at that candle, and you would be sitting right now with a 1.32% winning freaking trade, and it's still going to pull back right here and still push. So there's plenty of room here for this to make more money until the 5 minute trend goes green. And that is how you enter a trade. It is that simple. That is the steps repeated over and over and over. That is exactly how you track a trade. That is it. There's nothing else to it, man. These indicators are unbelievably accurate. The system that's put together for the indicators, unbelievable. Worked on it for a year. These trades hit all the damn time. So, follow the system. Do exactly what I just did. Watch this video 4 times until you understand what I'm saying, guys. All right? Thank you. Good luck. God bless.